Okay guys, hello to the second part, and in this part we will start modeling the leaves. So I will show you how I made them. So I will turn on the file, the tree that I made. So here it's the tree. I will turn off the tree and I will show you the example. Okay, so first thing we will do is that we will make a plane. As you can see, plane is subdivided into smaller parts, and basically we'll start making leaves from this plane. Okay, so as you can see here, I cut out the shapes of the true sorry, I cut out the shapes of the leaves. Yeah, and here you have those leaves. Then I don't know how to say it, but I bent them into circular shapes. So here you can see. Then I scale the top and the middle part so it looks more like leaves, and at the end I add a solidify modifier to add some thickness to the leaves. Okay, so now if you know all the steps, we can start modeling the tree. Okay, so I'll turn off this file. Yes, I want to quit, and give me guys a second because I have this black bar, weird black bar. I think it's an error, so I'll restart the file. So first press Ctrl S to save it. I will name it tree underscore tutorial and click save. Oh, okay, it's fixed. Oh, so nice. Okay, so one thing we can do is you can go to window and click toggle window full screen, so the red bar will disappear, so we have more space now. Okay, so after we've done the bark, let's name it bark. We can hide it by pressing H, and we can also delete those lights, one light, and the camera because we will not use it right now. X, delete. Okay, so let's start from the plane. So click Shift A, add a plane. As you can see, its size is 2 by 2, 2 squares by 2 squares. We want to move it to the right, so press G and with Control you can snap it to the grid, and I will put it here in the corner of axis. Now if you go to edit mode, click 2 to go to edge mode. So now you select edges, I click the right edge and I move it to the right. So G, I move it along x-axis, so X. And now one square is one side of the leaf. So I want to have 12 sides. So I'll move it till I have 12 squares. Okay, so here. Okay, so now I have 12 squares, if I counted correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so now we want to add loop cuts. So Ctrl R and scroll it up till loop cuts cover exactly the squares, so the lines are exactly in the same position. So I have to add 11 loop cuts. Okay, after you've done that, I think that I want the leaves to be higher, so I will select all those edges up here. So select the first one, Control Shift, select the last one, and we want to move it up by 1 square. Okay, now I will add 2 loop cuts horizontally, and the bottom part here will be our leaves. So here is our first step, as I show you, and now we want to cut out the shapes of the leaves. So to do that, you have to use a tool that is called knife tool. The shortcut is K, and here you have the icon of it. So if you press K, this will enable the cut tool, and now you want to cut in the bottom part. So cut from the corners, and don't worry about topology, just cut out the shapes that you like. Okay guys, so I had a problem because a Blender crashed, so I lost my work, but I did all the steps that I made, and I'm here again. So now I will cut the shapes with K. So just cut out the shapes that you like. For now, don't worry about topology, it's not that important for now. I will try to explain to you later how we will deal with it. Okay, after you are done and you click the last vertices, just click enter to confirm. And as you can see, we cut out the shapes of the leaves. And now if you go to face mode, select, and you select bottom faces, you can delete them, and we will have leaves here. Yeah. And okay, so now there's one more step that we have to do. Like you can skip this, but if you want to have a better topology, you shouldn't skip this part. So basically what I mean is that if you go to vertices mode, you can see that some faces are made of more than 4 vertices. For example, this one is made out of 5 vertices, and usually we don't want that. Usually they are made of either 4 is the typical, and triangles are acceptable. So in the places that you have more than 4 vertices, we want to split the face, so it will be 2 faces and one will have 4 vertices and the other will be a triangle, for example. So for example, here I can see that I can make a face from these 4 vertices. So I select this tool and I press J on the keyboard to connect them. So as you can see, now we have 2 faces instead of 1 that was made out of 5 vertices, and basically this is better. Okay, so now just keep going through other leaves and just try to make quads like me. Okay, after you've done this part, we are basically done. Yeah, okay. And we can go to object mode. Okay, so now we want this plane to be vertical because now it's laying flat on the ground, so we want to rotate it around x-axis, so Rx, and click 90 to rotate it. Okay, so now we have it's vertical now, so we want to bend it now. So go to modifiers, click add modifier, click simple deform, and as you can see it deforms our mesh. And there's 4 types of deforming the mesh, but the one that we want is bend. This basically will bend our mesh around the axis that we specify and with the given angle. So basically we want to bend it around the axis, which is vertical axis. So here you change to Z, but you can see that something is wrong. That's because after that we rotate the plane, we didn't apply the rotation. And to do that, you have to click Ctrl A, click apply, there's apply, and you can apply rotation and scale. So basically this will be fixed now. And as you can see, if we now rotate around the angle, you can see that it bends perfectly. So write 360 here and you will have a perfect cylinder. Okay, so now after we've done that, click apply, and we want to fix the pivot point, because the pivot point is this blue orange dot. I don't know if you can see it, but it is here, and basically the pivot point is here, and we want the pivot point to be in the middle, so it will not be rotated like this, but around middle. So to do that, the simplest way that I found, that I use basically, is to go to edit mode, and now you can select, you go to vertices mode, you just select 2 opposite vertices that are opposite to each other. So for example this one and this one, and now you can click Shift S to change the position of the 3D cursor, and click cursor to select it, and this will snap the 3D cursor to the median point of these 2 vertices that we selected. So basically this is perfectly in the middle. So after we've done that, we want to go to object mode, and now when you click right click, you can set the origin to 3D cursor. So now we have perfectly centered pivot point, and if you rotate it around Z, you can see that it's perfectly fine. Okay, and now we want to move it to the 0 coordination, 0 position of in the world. So press Alt G to rotate any movement that we made, and now it's perfectly in the center of the world. Okay, so now we want to do one more adjustment. So just go to edit mode, and as you can see, after that we made the after we add the modifier, the simple deform, it bends our mesh 360 degrees, but it didn't connect the last vertices with the first one. So somewhere, I don't know where, you have to find it. Oh, here, okay, it's here. You can see that there's 2 vertices in one place because it didn't connect the last vertices with the first one. So they are split, and we want them to be connected. So you have to select, you can move, just click on one of the vertices, move them either to the left, just move them somewhere and select the second one, which will be the last one that we select. And if you click Alt M, you can click merge at last. So basically this will merge the first selected vertices to the last one that we selected. There's a shortcut for this. If you select everything with A, you right click and here you click remove doubles. So basically this will remove all the vertices that are in the same position. So now you can see the info here. It said that it's removed 2 vertices and now they should be connected. But I want to show you both ways so you can do both. Okay. So now we've done this. We can now scale this down to be more triangle-ish, to look more like triangle. So select this loop cut, press S to scale it down. Select the middle one, press S to scale it down, and now you can't actually select this edge loop because it doesn't detect that this is the edge loop. So go to the front view, change to wireframe with Z, and now if you press B, you will enable the box select tool. Just drag and select those vertices. And if I scale them down, you can see that the leaf stays in position, and now this looks very awful. So go back one step before, one step backwards, so press Ctrl Z, and you want to enable the proportional editing. So I click O to enable it, and if I press Z, you can see the circle. And now I can scale it down. You can see that the leaf scales with me, but they are resizing, so they are small. But I don't want that. I want them to scale with me, but only in but I want them to stay in the same Z position. So if I press S and I click Shift Z, they will only scale in X and Y direction, and they won't be scaled in Z direction. So they will stay in the same position. Okay, so I think this is okay. So I apply it and I select the middle one. Now I have to scale it down. So I disable the proportional editing because I don't want it, and I just scale it down. So basically here you have the basic shape of the pine tree leaves. Yeah, this doesn't look very great, but this looks nice. And now after we've done that, we've done everything. Like we finish all the steps except of one, which is adding a solidify modifier, which will add a thickness to our leaves. But we don't want that now. We will use it later, because in texture painting I want to paint on this side, and then I want this side to be copied into inside. So we will not paint 2 times, and we will spare our time, which is very precious. So delete this solidify modifier for now, and we will use it later. So delete it for now, and go to we can re-enable the bark. Okay, I see that I didn't change the name of it, so I can change the name of it to bark, and the plane I can change the name to leaves. I don't know if this is correct, but I don't care. And after we name that, you can see that the leaves are smaller. So now I recommend you that you make a copy of it before making any changes to the leaves, for example scaling them on some axes like Z, X, etc. So just make a copy of them. So Shift D. You can move them to the right. Just name the leaf that you copy, leaves underscore copy, and select the first one. And now you can freely scale them, etc. because you have a backup. So I can scale them a bit, and as you can see they are too tall for me, so I want to scale them on Z axis. But as you can see, if I press S and Z, I scale it on I just basically scale them using the world Z axis, but I don't want that. I want to use the local axis, so I double tap Z. So now you can see that it's used the local Z axis, which is the green line, and I want to scale it around. This is good, I think. Okay, I move it down, I scale it up, and now I Shift D, duplicate it, move it up, scale it down, and just I try to match the shape of the bark, and just keep doing that till you are on the top. Yeah. So Shift D, and you can scale it up on the axis, make them smaller, etc. Okay, so we want this to be I want it to be very pointy. You can do whatever you want, and I want the top to be slimmer, more slim, I don't know. So I want to scale it around. I want to keep the height of the leaf the same, but I want to make it more slim. So I press S, Shift to lock it on the axis. You actually want to press double time Z because you want to lock around local axis, not global. And now you can scale them down. So as you can see, this is very slim now. Okay, so I think fuck, I don't know how to say it. I finished the basic placement of the leaves, and now this is front view, and you want to see the right view also, because as you can see it's fucked up. So yeah, adjust that. So I start from the bottom. You can go to wireframe mode to see the bark, which is barely visible, but yeah, you have to look deeper. So just try to adjust it so the rotation will be fine. So I basically rotate everything to match the bark. Yeah. Okay, after I finish that, I go to solid mode again, and as you can see, from the front view nothing changed, like not really much, but from the side view, yeah, we fixed that. And now we want the leaves to be basically a bit different, because you can see the repetition of the sides. So you select, for example, the second one, and you just click R, and you want to rotate around local Z axis. So double time press, double tap Z, and just rotate it till you can see the difference, and just keep doing that with other leaves. Okay, now they look a bit different. This will look better, guys, don't worry. As you can see, the top is not finished, there's a reason, because basically we want the top to be pointy, so we will merge them at the center, but don't do it now. We will do it later. There's a reason, I will tell you later. So just keep it like that for now. Okay, so I think that yeah, we finished the basic shapes, and now we can move on to unwrapping. So I want to say goodbye, but I think we will do one more thing, which is fixing a bark a bit. So I will go to edit mode, and I will make it more to the left, or not. I will add one loop cut here, move it more to the left. I will add one more loop cut here, move it more to the right. And you can play with single vertices and just move them to shape the shape that you want. So just keep playing with that, and don't worry if it doesn't look good. It's the normal part of learning, so don't worry. Yeah, and you can move some vertices inside to shape some, I don't know, cavities, like indents. Yeah, just make it look natural. I have a problem with saying R in English. Natural. Okay, never mind. And yeah, this looks awful. This. Okay, I can bend this, move it, so I have a really nice curve. Okay, so yeah, just shape it till you like it, and I will leave it like this for now. Remember to save it, so press Ctrl S to save it. In the next part we will do unwrapping. So goodbye guys. My voice is damaged, I don't know why. Goodbye, yeah.